Let's talk a little bit about getting stuff done, particularly getting the kind of stuff done that we might not actually know how to do ourselves. So in a lot of the videos that you can find on the site, you'll see where I talk about determining the things that you're good at and the things that you're not good at, and the things that you're not good at or not suited to, behaviorally suited to, probably be a better way to put it, would be stuff that you'd want to outsource or get done by somebody other than yourself. And so what let's talk about today is getting things done. All right. Now, the more you know about something, if you wanted to maybe make a graph to help make sense of some of this stuff, is we could have a line that went this way along the x-axis and a line that went this way along the y-axis. And what you'll find is that, and let's say that along this side we'll call this knowledge. Right? We'll call this knowledge. The more you know about something, and then on this side we'll call this effort. The more you know about something, the higher your knowledge of something, the less your effort is going to be. And so the way the curve is going to work here is if I know a whole lot about a thing, say installing phone systems, if I know a whole lot about installing phone systems, then the effort that I put forth in installing a phone system is going to be relatively low. But the less I know about a thing, the higher the effort is going to be for me to get it done, right? And so the curve is going to look, you know, sort of something like that. If we then figure that my time is valuable, if we figure that, for example, time is the only thing that I can't get more of, then the more effort I have to put into something that I don't know a whole lot about, really the less well used my time ends up being, right? And so down here, very bad use of time. If I'm really good at something and it takes me a little bit of time, I'm probably suited to it. I probably like doing it. And so that's the best place for me to be, is right up here. That's where I want to be. That's the sweet spot of my activity. But down here, the less I know, the more effort it takes, the more likely it is that I want to outsource the thing and get it done. So there's this saying that we tell our clients an awful lot of the time, which is, don't just do it. Just get it done. Right? So there's a difference between doing something and getting something done. Doing something is actually physically doing it, and getting it done is making sure that it gets done. The more I like to do something, the more appropriate it would be for me to do it, and the less I like to do it or the less skill I have, the more appropriate it will be for me to get it done. When I get it done, I find myself in the world of project management, sometimes technical project management. Technical project management and project management can be challenging because of my knowledge of a particular subject. And so then what I have is I have a contractor, or maybe even a subcontractor in-house doing work for me that I don't know a whole lot about, that takes me a whole lot of effort to do myself or understand, and I'm relying on these outside sources to get stuff done. So imagine a scenario where we did a video recently about how our process works in making proposals and such, and we have a proposal and a proposal in the sales process. We've also got a sales process video that talks about how to go about getting a client and keeping them. Through that process, you can end up, you know, if you're on the other side of that process, you'll end up with a contractor or a subcontractor. If you watch the sales video, you'll learn some ways to go about getting a client in a really efficient and sustainable way. And if you think about that from the other side of the process, you can learn some things about getting a contractor or giving a contract to somebody in a sustainable and a productive way. Because remember, even if you've hired someone else to do this stuff, you're still not going to know a whole lot about it. Your knowledge level is still going to be down here. They're going to know a lot, and they're going to be able to get it done in very little effort. But you need to be super clear on the results that you're going for in your project. And the only way to be super clear on the results is to review, and review. Right? So review. And if you've hired a cabling contractor to come in and do the work for your phone system, and you tell the cabling contractor, well, I want a phone here and here and here and here, the cabling contractor will know a whole lot more about what you're talking about and what you say you need than you may know about what you say you need. And that can cause some pretty serious breakdowns in communication, some misunderstanding, guys not being here when they're supposed to be here. Any number of adventures can occur while going about trying to manage somebody who's doing something that you don't know how to do and you don't understand. So the trick there, if you don't have now the other option, right? And so super clear on the results, review. That's going to be one way of going about getting some getting what you need done. If you can't do it yourself or don't have time or don't have the inclination, how do you get it done and get it done well? The second way to do it is to find or hire. Okay. Find or hire a project manager. A project manager is somebody who has extremely high knowledge of a particular thing, at least what the moving parts are of the project. They've done it before, or they've at very least hired people to do it before, so they know the way to communicate and get this sort of thing completed. If you have a project manager who kind of speaks both the technical jargon of whatever the project is being done, we're using phones in this particular conversation, if they speak both the technical jargon and then they also speak, like, we'll call it human, right? Because not all of us know what a home run drop to the server closet would be, for example. If you get somebody who can act as an interpreter between you and the contractor, that might well be worth the effort, because you don't then have to become a technical project manager, because if you are the technical project manager or just the project manager of doing something that you don't understand, the job of project manager for you may well also fall into this low knowledge, high effort area of the curve that we are trying to avoid when it is that we're running our business. So oftentimes the way to do it, and that's we do that a lot for our clients. We do technical project management for our clients because we've done a lot of it before, and so we can act as that interpreter a lot of the times and save the client from having to do the thing that they don't understand, for example, install the phone system, and also save the client from having to do another thing that they don't understand in place of the first thing, which would be the technical project management. So the thing about hiring contractors and the thing about managing projects is you want to remember that project management is something that is going to be a necessary part of everything that you do. And if you understand the moving parts, that's going to be fine, and you're going to be able to delegate, outsource, not do that stuff yourself so that you can concentrate on the thing that you're very best at. But if you don't understand the moving parts, if you don't have a really, really clear view of the results, and if you're not able to review, and sort of, in a lot of cases, micromanage your contractors, you're going to just swap one problem for another, like we see right up here, right? And so if you look at this situation over here, we've got two things that are low knowledge, high effort. Both of these things are not so awesome. Both of these things you might consider sort of a bad use of your time. So either be clear on the results or find yourself a project manager to keep you out of this side of the curve, out of this low knowledge, high effort area, because that will just burn up your time and keep you from getting the results that you're looking for in your business.